So welcome back guys, this is Madhav PVL, and now in this video we are going to discuss about the keys in database management system. So what are keys? So keys are the things which we can just say like search bars. So by with the help of keys we can just get some data in a huge amount of data. If we need to just find a bit of data in a huge amount of data, we need to find them with the help of a keys. So we can just consider the examples as ID number, or we can just say like gender, or we can just sometimes we can just say like a names or whatever it may be. We can just consider the keys according to the given data. So it is an attribute or set of attributes which help you to identify a row in a relation. Row in the sense a particular data. So here we can just see row in the sense here we can just see with the help of ID we can just find the whole data of an employee, the whole data of a student, or the whole data of a particular thing. So we can just find anything with the help of a particular key. So with the help of key we can just find out the things very easily. It also allows you to find the relation between two tables. So here we can just say like example, student and a person. So here with the help of this ID, I am just considering the ID as a key in the case of a student, and I am just considering the passport and the license as the keys in the case of a person. So here we can just see like with the help of this ID I can just find whether he is a student and where the address of the student is present. I can just find out with the help of this ID, and with the help of this passport and license I can just find out the name of a person and the date of birth. Why only ID? Why only the passport and license? Because ID is unique for each student. Every student will have his unique ID, whereas in the license and the passport are also unique. The passport number of a person will not depend upon the another person. They are unique with each other. So why keys? To fetch a particular data from huge data, we need keys. So to search a particular data from huge data, we need keys. So the types of the keys are primary key, candidate key, super key, and then foreign key. So we will just discuss one by one. This first one we will just get the super key. So we will not go in this order. So I will just say why like that. So I will just discuss in the last. So super key. So super key is a set of attributes that can identify each row uniquely. It consists of any number of attributes. Here we can just say like super key is nothing but it doesn't have any particular limit for an attribute. We can just consider multiple number of attributes. So set of attributes that can identify each row uniquely. It consists of any number of attributes. So here we can, if we just consider a table which is named as a student with roll number, name, gender, age, address, class, section. So these are all the things which are required for constructing a student table. So here we can just consider like a roll number, name, gender, age, address, class. With the help of all these fields I can just find a particular student, right? So roll number, name, gender, age, address, class. So if I just enter all these details I can just find which section is belonging to. So anything in this we can just consider multiple number of attributes in the super key, and we can just consider one more case like class, section, and then roll number. So if we just enter these three values I can just find the details of a student, or we can just enter the class, section, roll number, and gender even to just find out the student details, or we can just find simply with the help of a name and address. The address will be different for each student, right? So here we can just say like a super key we can just consider multiple number of attributes to find some details in a particular set of data. So candidate key is nothing but a minimal super key is a candidate key. So a minimal super key is a candidate key. So if we just consider an example of this both, roll number, name, gender, age, address, class, section, and then class, section, roll number. So if we just consider this two, here in this two we can just say like only if we just consider only these three, also we can just get the details of a student. Either if we just consider these, or also we can just get the information of a student, but we can just consider these three, right? It is easier. So entering a class, section, and roll number, we will just get the details of all this whole thing. either if we just enter these things, and we can also just get the details of this whole thing. So it is easier, right? It is minimal. So this is minimum. Minimum is minimum number of attributes. Minimum number of attributes is 3. Rather than entering all these attributes, the minimum number is 3. So if these both are super keys, what is the minimum key? That is most required elements from both of them are the second one, because the second one is considering only 3 attributes. So these are minimum requirements. So the minimum requirements super key is known as a candidate key. So these are minimum requirements, right? So this is a candidate key. So the minimum requirements in a super key is called as a candidate key. Super key is multiple number of attributes. We can just consider how many number of attributes we required, as many as required. So primary key is nothing but it can't be null. It is always unique. So updation also not possible, only one primary key. So in this all 3, we can just consider the roll number as a primary key, because the roll number will be unique for different students. So each student will have his each roll number. So it is always unique. Updation also not possible. Only one primary key. So primary key can't be null. So here my main agenda is to just explain this diagram. So in super key, we will have candidate key. In candidate key, we will have a primary key. In super key, we will have name, ID, address, gender. In candidate key, we will have name, address. And in the primary key, we will have only the address. So here the address is a primary key, and then candidate key is nothing but the name, address, and then gender. And then super key is nothing but how many attributes are required, as many as possible. So it doesn't consider. We can just insert how many attributes as it is possible. So foreign key is an separate another concept. So it defines the relationship with another table. If we use a key from one table to another table, then it is known as a foreign key. So if we use a key from one table to another table, then it is known as a foreign key. So foreign key is like this, using attribute in one table, and if we just use that in another table, then it is known as a foreign key. So I think you might have got some clarity after watching this video about keys. So thank you for watching Works After College, guys. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.